Welcome to our U.S. Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into Japan's rising reputation as Southeast Asia's most trusted partner. Thanks to its consistent diplomacy, pacifist stance, and regional aid, trust in Japan has hit 66.8%. Countries like the Philippines and Thailand are especially grateful for Japan's stable and reliable support amid global conflicts. It's a fascinating shift in regional dynamics, showcasing Japan's diplomatic strength. Next, U.S. Vice President JD Vance is making a 4-day trip to India, meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi to strengthen ties amid ongoing trade disputes and rising regional tensions. Their discussions will focus on deepening economic, defense, and energy collaborations, highlighting the importance of U.S. India relations in the face of China's expanding influence. It's a strategic move to secure alliances in the Indo-Pacific. Finally, in some intense headlines, we have ongoing legal and political drama. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, wrongly deported by the Trump administration, met with a U.S. senator in El Salvador, sparking debate over immigration justice. Meanwhile, the U.S. is tightening security with new vetting processes for Gaza-linked visa applicants, raising concerns over free speech. And, President Trump is criticizing Biden, claiming he's making America great again, but at what cost? Stay tuned as these stories unfold. Please continue to watch for more details. The South China Morning Post highlights Japan's reputation as Southeast Asia's most trusted power, owing to its unwavering diplomatic consistency and pacifist stance. During turbulent global times marked by conflicts in Gaza, Ukraine, and the U.S.-China trade tensions, Southeast Asian regional opinion leaders increasingly see Japan as a stabilizing force that shares their strategic interests. Japan's long-standing commitment to free trade, its non-threatening military posture, and its active engagement in regional development through foreign aid and investment have fostered this trust. Notably, Japan's diplomatic alignment with Southeast Asia's concerns, such as the South China Sea dispute and the need to uphold international norms, has solidified its role as a benign, reliable partner, especially as China and the U.S. become less trustworthy due to their disruptive actions. Nikkei Asia reports on U.S. Vice President JD Vance's visit to India amidst escalating U.S.-China trade tensions, emphasizing the strategic importance of India in Washington's Indo-Pacific strategy. Vance's trip, marked by discussions with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, aims to deepen economic and security ties, including negotiations on trade agreements and energy security. The timing is critical, as the ongoing tariff war, with China facing steep tariffs and the U.S. imposing retaliatory measures, underscores the global economic fragility. With India's role as a key member of the Quad and its strategic partnership with the U.S., the visit signals Washington's intent to bolster alliances in the face of China's rising assertiveness, while navigating complex trade disputes that threaten to delay broader economic cooperation. Australian Broadcasting Corporation covers the poignant story of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran deportee wrongly expelled by the Trump administration despite court orders, and his meeting with U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen in El Salvador. Van Hollen's efforts to advocate for Abrego Garcia's return highlight the broader political controversy surrounding deportations linked to gang affiliations, which many argue are based on insufficient evidence. The senator's attempts to access the detainee and ensure his legal rights are respected reveal the human rights implications of U.S. immigration policies, especially amid rising tensions over gang violence and immigration enforcement. This case has become a partisan battleground in the U.S., with Democrats criticizing the administration's handling of deportations, while some Republicans support tougher measures against gang-related crime, exemplifying the complex intersection of security, justice, and politics. The South China Morning Post reports on the struggles of Bridgeway Prime Shop Fund Management, a Hong Kong retail property fund, which has experienced a significant 30% capital loss across 3 recent property deals amid a bleak market outlook. The fund, which had purchased properties at higher prices 3 years ago, has been forced to sell several retail shops at substantial losses due to geopolitical tensions, waning confidence in the global trade environment, and a slowdown in Hong Kong's retail sales. Despite stable vacancy rates across key districts, rental growth remains modest, reflecting the subdued sentiment in the retail property sector. The fund is now shifting towards liquidity, aiming to invest in more promising assets once market conditions stabilize, as external factors like the U.S.-China trade war and potential global rate cuts continue to weigh heavily on market confidence. The South China Morning Post also features a critical analysis of President Donald Trump's use of emergency powers to impose tariffs, arguing that his actions, such as the recent 10% tariffs on all imports, are an overreach of constitutional authority. Experts highlight that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, was meant for sudden crises, not protracted trade deficits or economic disputes, raising concerns about the legality and appropriateness of such measures. The article emphasizes that Trump's invocation of emergency powers has become a recurring tactic, used multiple times during his presidency for issues like energy and border security, but critics contend that these actions undermine the constitutional checks and balances designed to prevent executive overreach. Meanwhile, CNN reports on Democratic Congressman Jim Clyburn's urgent call for civic engagement amid fears of Democratic erosion in the United States. During a town hall in South Carolina, Clyburn warned that the country risks sliding into autocracy if citizens remain silent and fail to speak out against threats to constitutional principles. Clyburn, drawing parallels with the rise of Nazi Germany in the 1930s, urged the audience to pray and actively participate in democracy, emphasizing the importance of speaking against injustices and defending civil rights. He reflected on his past activism and expressed deep concern that current political developments threaten the fundamental liberties fought for during the civil rights movement, warning that the nation must remain vigilant to prevent history from repeating itself. According to South China Morning Post, the U.S. government under President Trump has intensified its scrutiny of individuals connected to Gaza by mandating social media vetting for all visa applicants who have visited the Gaza Strip since January 1, 2007. This sweeping directive, communicated through an internal State Department cable, extends to both immigrant and non-immigrant visa seekers, including NGO workers and diplomats, with the aim of uncovering potential security threats. The process involves reviewing social media activity, and if any derogatory or security-related information surfaces, a Security Advisory Opinion, SAO, is issued to assess the applicant's risk to national security. This move aligns with the administration's broader efforts to revoke visas, including those of students and lawful permanent residents, citing concerns over support for Palestinians and criticisms of Israel's actions in Gaza. Critics argue that such measures threaten free speech rights and undermine constitutional protections, highlighting high-profile cases like the detention of a Tufts University student, Ramesa Osterk, for her views on the Israel-Gaza conflict. The administration defends its actions as vital for safeguarding U.S. security, emphasizing ongoing vetting during every stage of the visa process to ensure individuals do not pose threats. Meanwhile, Yahoo reports that Donald Trump has launched a vehement attack on the Biden administration, labeling it the worst in American history and claiming that Jimmy Carter, who passed away at age 100, died a happy man knowing his presidency was better than Biden's. Trump criticized Biden's leadership as useless and incompetent, asserting that Carter's legacy stands in stark contrast to what he describes as Biden's failures. During a White House meeting with the Italian Prime Minister, Trump reiterated his belief that Carter, a one-term Democratic president, would be remembered more favorably than Biden, whom he has repeatedly condemned for his policies and administration's perceived shortcomings. Trump's remarks reflect his ongoing tendency to compare current leadership unfavorably with past presidents, often praising Carter's long life and legacy while criticizing Biden's tenure. Despite fluctuating opinions on Carter, Trump's comments underscore his persistent criticism of the current administration, framing it as the nadir of American political history, and continue to be a central theme in his political rhetoric. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a hearts through every word. China's story always heard. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every